Hello and welcome to my newest video. Today I will try to explain you what is view binding and how to use it on your activities. So here we have some example main activity that has some login screen which has text view, edit text, checkbox and login button. And here is also some picture image. So what we can use is findViewById. We need to say that it's a button and the ID is login button. So we find this view and set click listener on this button, which will say toast login success when we click button. But if we want to use view binding, the first thing we need to do is go to build.gradle app, and here on the bottom just add build features view binding equals true and sync project. So what is a view binding? View binding is a feature that makes it easier to write code that interacts with our views. Once view binding is enabled in a module, which we have done here, then it generates a binding class for each XML layout file present in our project. So after the project is successfully synced, we need to find our generated binding class. So I will just write private latinate var binding. We will name it binding, and as you can see here, activity main binding, that's a generated file. Okay. The next step is remove this, and here above it just add binding equals activity main binding dot inflate default layout inflator that we have. And here we won't say anymore r.layout activity main. Here we will write binding dot root, which is that same file. And that's the whole process for activity that you need to do in order to get binding instance. So here we can remove this and replace it with binding dot login button. So these are all the references for our views in activity main XML layout file. Okay, here I need to use login button. And that's it. That's all you need to do in activity file. So generate, make a variable, inflate it, set content view, and after that you can use binding and reference all your views and use them. Okay, so what are the advantages of view binding over a findViewById? So there are several advantages that make it a preferred choice over findViewById. It has a better performance. The code is typically more concise and readable, which you can see here. Since the views are directly accessible as properties in the view binding class, there is no need to worry about null values or null pointer exceptions. So you can access only the references that are in activity main XML file. That's important. And with view binding, each view in your layout file is automatically generated as property in the binding class. So you get a compile time type safety, and we are with ViewBinding, we are reducing the risk of runtime errors. Okay, that's the simplest explanation I can give you on ViewBinding. Thank you for watching.